Good afternoon, USFFL. Okay, I've been coaxed into it. No, that's not true. I can't stand not doing it. Let's be honest. We have another great football game on tap for you right now. We are in progress in the third quarter. Denver Broncos 10-5 at the Cincinnati Bengals 9-6. Both teams still alive for their division title. Both teams haven't clinched a playoff spot. A lot on the line right now. We're in the late third quarter. Bengals are up 10-3. And let's go ahead and get on out there and watch this game. All right, everybody, we should be good to go here. Let's go ahead and see what we can do to get out to the stadium. There's our view. There's the game. Let me make sure at least that I'm coming through clearly and looking clear. Make sure at least that looks promising. All right. So let me start by saying I paused the NFL playoff game, Bills and Jaguars. No spoilers if you come on post game, or if you are messaging me, no spoilers on that game for me, please, so I can bring you this one. Holy mackerel! Off tackle, Jaleel McLaughlin, and he got a good roll there. It was a plus 33 reading, and McLaughlin is capped at 21-yard rush. Got that on Snake Eyes on the defensive card. Denver Broncos trail 10-3, 2:24 remaining in the third quarter. They have the ball. First and 10 at their own 33. Broncos are coached by David Kukofka, and the Cincinnati Bengals are coached by Jeff Wendlandt. Back to pass, Bo Nix. Looks short and no good, incomplete. Trying to hit Troy Franklin. Had a good opportunity there as the Bengals were looking run, but found one of the only two incompletion markings on the three-man column short pass, so it's going to be 2nd and 10. Cincinnati Bengals defensively rated average to good against the runs, average to poor against the pass. They do have one-star blitzer, defensive right end Trey Hendrickson, 12-star 7. There's an inside run up the middle, and Javonte Williams is good for 4 yards. And that'll make it 3rd and 6. 4 wide receivers, full spread formation. Broncos are 0 for 8 on third downs in the game. Cincinnati's 4-9, so that certainly is one of the big differences here. Nickel defense here from Cincinnati. Nick's back to pass. Looking flat, needs 6 yards. He's going to Devon Vele. Nick's on his card. Yak opportunity. Vele with the dice and nothing doing. In fact, Vele is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a couple, and it's 4th and 8. Vele not that good a yak card. Looks like an E. Riley Dixon on to punt from their 35. Oh, and double sixes. Riley Dixon shanks it. 24-yard net coming to a stop for Cincinnati at their own 41. So a terrible punt there for Denver. Bengals begin at their 41, blocking back set. Bengals still alive for the division. A couple weeks ago, they were 4 games behind the Steelers with 4 games to go. And at that point, the Bengals knew if they win 4 and the Steelers lose 4, the division is theirs. Well, things have been falling their way so far. More on that here in a bit. First down screen pass to the flat. That goes to the tailback, and Zach Moss has the catch and run for 4 yards at 2nd and 6. So the Bengals, staring at that, they won their next 2 games. And the Steelers, who were 11-2 at that point, they lost their next 2 games. And so all of a sudden, if the Bengals win this game here and hold on to win this, and the Chiefs beat the Steelers this week, Bengals are playing for the division title in the season finale. Blocking back set again here for Cincy. Here's a screen pass, left side. There's one linebacker home. The other flats are doubled, so good call. It ends up on a receiver reading and just a 2-yard gain. Denver's Nick Benito on the tackle. Chase Brown only got 2 yards on his flat pass wrong column. Second worst reading possible. 3rd and 4. Bengals are still on their side of the field at the 47. We are now into the fourth quarter. Back to pass. Looking deep. Empty zone. We're going to T. Higgins. The defense did call pass, but we go to the defensive card. Receiver opportunity. That pass to Higgins is brought in. Caught by Higgins. Down at the Denver 26-yard line. A pickup of 27 on the play. Higgins comes through on his long pass right column. So now the Bengals in field goal range at the 26. From right there, it's a 2 through 7. Blocking back set here. All out blitz. Here come the linebackers. Back to pass. Gets rid of it. Short and incomplete. Tried to hit Jamar Chase. Couldn't find it in the 3-man column of Denver's defense. Denver's defense rated good to excellent against the run and rated good against the pass. Broncos are blessed with a couple of outside linebackers, Benito and Cooper, that are both 12s with a star rating. Their defensive ends blitz at an 8 and a 7. So a lot of pressure on this team, and the Bengals are a team that gives up a lot of sacks in this season, in this card set. So I'm sure even with the part of the game we did not watch, they were being careful about that. 2nd and 10. Here's a flat pass. We're going back to Jamar Chase. To the defensive card we go. It's going to be a catch. Good for 5. So that'll get half of it. The Bengals have a 3rd down and 5 at the Denver 21. Bengals 50% on 3rd downs, 5 of 10. We mentioned Denver hasn't got one yet, 0 and 9. Cincinnati's outgained Denver 275 to 190. 3 wide receivers split out here. The halfback, Chase Brown, is beside Joe Burrow out of the shotgun. Broncos set up at a nickel. Burrow, here's a quick flat pass, right side. This goes to Andre Yoshivas, and no good, incomplete. Guys took that play to the 1-man column, flat pass, and nothing doing there. So 4th down and 5 from the 21. Here comes a 38-yard field goal, 2 through 9, and we have a penalty. Back it up. So 26-yard line now, 2 through 7 instead of 2 through 9 and 12. He would have hit that field goal after the penalty, 2 through 7. This kick is up, and it is no good. And the penalty takes a field goal off the board for the Bengals that would have extended to a 2-score game. They have to re-kick it from a deeper range and fail to get it. Evan McPherson on the miss, and the Broncos will take over at their own 33. 12:54 remains in this ball game. Broncos trail by 7. For the Denver Broncos, a win in this game will clinch an AFC playoff spot for them. First down off, tackle run, left side, and that's going to be just a couple yards there for Jaleel McLaughlin. McLaughlin on the wrong column, got a 9. 7 and 8 were short gains, just missed it, 2nd and 8. 2 tight end set now for Denver. McLaughlin is out. Williams is the tailback. Back to pass, next little flat pass, Adam Troutman, and that's incomplete. Flirted with a pickoff. Nick's got his flat pass interception split roll. 2 through 4 and 12 rolls of 5. So it's 3rd and 8 Denver. At their own 35. Full spread formation, 4 wide receivers on the field. Javonte Williams, a tailback, beside Bo Nixon, the pistol. Bengals in a nickel. Back to pass Nix. He's got time. Short and incomplete. Tried to hit Troy Franklin. That was also his interception split roll. 2 through 6, 11, 12, rolls a 7. So just missed it again. 4th and 8, and the Broncos will punt from their 35-yard line. Here's a 46-yard boot. Riley Dixon inside the 20, fielded at the 19 by Charlie Jones. And Charlie with a short return, 4 yards. And the Bengals, up 7, will set up shop at their own 23. 11:24 remains. Broncos in the final game of the year will have a battle with the Kansas City Chiefs, likely with the division title on the line. Here's a look-in pass. Andre Yoshivas, he's got it, and that's going to be a nice pickup. 8 yards on first down, 2nd and 2. 6 on the white die, sent us to the 0-man flat pass column defensively. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback now. It's Chase Brown. Burrow under center. Broncos keep all 4 linebackers in. Burrow back to pass, scans the field, looking short. All out blitz by the linebackers. Let's see if he can avoid that pressure. All those flat pass zones were vacated. He is dumping it off. So we're now in the flat. We're going to Drew Sample. Burrow on his card. A good yak opportunity set up by him, and it's going to be a first down play. It's just 4 yards. Burrow got the +2 on his yak reading, so he already had the first down yardage before Brandon Jones brought down Drew Sample. So 1st and 10 now. Bengals from their own 35. Here's the snap, back to pass, Burrow. Sets up, looking short. And pressure again, forced to dump it off. In the flat, we've got a yak opportunity, and nothing doing there. In fact, it's going to be a yard loss. Actually, no, because look in, it's incomplete. Trying to hit Eric All, one of the backup tight ends, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10 at the 35. Bengals right back up to the line of scrimmage. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback, and Burrow out of a shotgun. Broncos will stay in the 3-4. Burrow back to pass. He looks short. Linebackers all stayed home in the flat zone, so nobody blitzing. Still enough pressure. We're dumping it off. In the flat now to Andre Yoshivas, and he's got the catch and run for 6 yards. That'll make it 3rd down and 4. So a big 3rd down here for the Bengals. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. It's Chase Brown. Broncos showing blitz from the free safety. P.J. Locke up near the line of scrimmage out of a nickel. He's blitzing. Flat pass. This goes to the right side. Linebacker stayed home. Andre Yoshivas is the target. Defense guesses pass. 6 on the white die, though. We go to the wrong column. That's going to be a catch and run. Yoshivas all the way down to the 36-yard line of the Broncos. Pickup of 23 on the play. You know that as the 10 result in the 0-man column. And it's 1st and 10 for the Bengals. At the Broncos 36. Broncos wanting to be careful defensively not to let the Bengals extend to a 2-score lead, but Bengals already in long field goal range at a 2 through 6, 11, and 12. 3 wide receivers back out on the field. 1 halfback is Brown. And Burrow, a quick flat pass. Right side, this goes to Drew Sample. And Burrow on his card sets up a nice yak opportunity for Sample, and Sample cannot do anything with it. It's just a pickup of 2 yards. 2nd and 8. That's not the headline, though. The headline, though, is an injury on the play, and that's T. Higgins. He is out for the remainder of this game. Ooh, Marvin Mims injured for this game for the Broncos, I just noticed. That's an A-rated Yak player that really changes the way the Broncos have to run their offense entirely. I know this from playing him in my division, and so that could speak to why they're struggling offensively today with just 3 points so far. Again, 2nd down and 8 for the Bengals. At the Denver 34, flat pass. This is going to Jamar Chase. Defense gets run. It's going to be caught, and a 5-yard gain only. That one went to the defensive card. Got it in the one-man column, and it's going to be 3rd and 3 Bengals. So huge play here for both teams. Bengals still 50% on 3rd downs. Broncos, if they can stop them here, could set up a 50-50 field goal chance. Again, from this range, Bengals kicker, not outstanding. Blocking back set. Brown the tailback. Mike Gesicki in front of him. Defense guesses run. Back to pass. Burrow scans the field. Looks short. Throws. That's caught. Yoshivas inside the 15 and down to the 13-yard line. Burrow in his short pass, wrong column. Pretty much automatic. Burrow on the day, 25 of 39, 261, and a touchdown. Now 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line, 7:48 remaining in this game. Blocking back set. Broncos show blitz out of a 3-4. Cincinnati, 2 trips to the red zone before this one. And just a field goal to show for it, looks like. Here's a 1st down run, off tackle, left side. This goes to Chase Brown, and nothing doing. We mentioned the Broncos defense, good to excellent against the run. And with a linebacker there, that was a 0 reading. Boy, without that linebacker in zone, though, it still would have been a 7-yard run. So nice move by the defensive personnel from Coach Kukafka. It's 2nd and 10. Bengals now in a 2 tight end set. Chase Brown still the lone setback. 3-4 blitz shown by the defense. Big AFC game as we shape out the playoff scenarios. Burrow taking his time with the snap here. Here's an inside handoff. This goes to Chase Brown, and not much there. Chase Brown found his wrong column, but Dice were unimpressed. Just a 1-yard pickup, and that makes it 3rd and 9 at the 12. From right here, it's a 2 through 11 field goal, but you lose a single yard. It's 2 through 9 and 12. So there's some variable risk. 3rd and 9. Inside handoff. Going to try to run with it. Nothing doing. Chase Brown can't do it. He wanted that yard to make that field goal a little more secure. Didn't get it. 2 through 11, but a variable could make it 2 through 9 and 12. It is a kick that is up and good. He did not get penalized on the variable, so it was a 2 through 11. Easy chippy for Evan McPherson. And with 5:42 left to go in this game, the Cincinnati Bengals have indeed extended to a 2-score lead, 13-3 on the Denver Broncos. I want to take a look at when Mims left in this game. It's not going to show me, but he does not have a catch. So either he was injured before this game or injured early in this game or very unlucky, because I'm sure he would have been targeted if he was playing. So the Broncos, who have been struggling offensively, it looks like, most of this game. In some ways, both teams have. But they're down by 10 points. 5:42 remaining. They begin from their own 30. They're going to immediately come out 3 wide receivers. Jaleel McLaughlin is the tailback in a 3 wide receiver, 2 running back set. Defense is double teaming receivers. There's a pitch out. This goes to McLaughlin, and McLaughlin gets his wrong column, and he's got a first down run. Bad dice. Just give him a 10-yard gain on that short gain chart, but it will move the sticks. Broncos 1st and 10 at their own 40. Broncos stay with the 3 wide receivers, 2 running back set, still with Jaleel McLaughlin. So this is a good formation to get 3 wide receivers into the formation, but protect Jaleel McLaughlin's ability to scare you with the run game. Here's a flat pass, right side. Man is at home. It's going to get caught. Lucas Kroll, and he's brought down quickly for just a 4-yard gain. Hakeem Davis-Gaither on the tackle, his 7th in this game. Catch made by Lucas Kroll. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Denver from their 44. Again, they need 2 scores. And we have just over 5 minutes remaining. Same formation, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Jaleel McLaughlin is out at tailback, and instead we have Audric Estime. A deep 3-2-6 dime from the Bengals. Back to pass, looking deep, and brought down on a sack. Trey Hendrickson, a sack on the play. His 2nd sack in this game for Cincinnati. And that makes it 3rd down and 11 for Denver from their own 39. You got to figure it's obviously 4-down territory. 4 wide receivers are going to split out here. Nick's out of the pistol. He's got Javonte Williams beside him. Back to pass and looking deep. 2-men in zone, but he's going to dump it off. We're in the flat now to the tailback, Javonte Williams. He's got the catch. Beats a linebacker. Good space. Gets the first down and out of bounds on the plus side of the 50-yard line in Cincinnati territory. 6 on the white die got us to the 0-man column. It's a 13-yard pickup to the tailback. And the first conversion on 3rd down of the game for the Denver Broncos comes at a critical juncture. 1st and 10. Nick's back to pass again. Looking short, and receiver is the result, and no good. Javonte Williams couldn't get that one. Obviously better in the flat than going short. 2nd and 10. Now under 4 minutes remaining in this contest. 3:54 to go. Bengals stay in a deep 3-2-6 dime. They're going to make sure the Broncos have to work their way. Back to pass, short, and caught. Troy Franklin. And out of bounds at the Cincinnati 36. Stopping the clock at the 3:36 mark. A field goal can be in play. You don't have to get a touchdown. You do have to score twice. Now 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Javonte Williams, the tailback. Bengals again in the deep dime. They reserve the right to put 2 in that deep zone, and they've been doing that quite a bit as they've been going to that formation on this drive. Screen, pass, empty zone, defensive card, and that's going to be a catch and run. Javonte gets 8. Could have been worse in his wrong column, but not a bad result. 2nd down and 2. Did not get out of bounds. Now at the Cincinnati 28, clock winding down to 3 minutes. 4 wide receivers. On 2nd and 2, full spread formation, Javonte Williams, the tailback. Here's a screen to Devon Vele, empty zone. That's going to be a catch and run of 10 yards. And a personal foul on the defense. So just what the Broncos needed. That'll stop the clock. And it'll put the Broncos at 1st and goal. At the 9-yard line of Cincinnati. 2:42 on the clock. Both teams, all 3 timeouts. Broncos with several chances to make this touchdown. Back to pass. Nick's short, but forced to scramble. He's running around the right end, and he is only going to get a couple. He is brought down inbounds. 2nd and goal at the 7. And right now, clock management is the choice here, and both teams let the clock run. We're now down to 2:06 remaining in this game. So this will be the last play before 2-minute warning. Blocking back set, second and goal at the 7. Javonte Williams, the tailback. Base 4-3 here from the Bengals. If you're the Bengals, I think you make the pass call here and make sure they have to run a play on the other side of the 2-minute warning. They do indeed guess pass, back to pass, looking short to Devon Vele. He's doubled by a linebacker, and that pass is picked off in the end zone. Intercepted by the Bengals. Cam Taylor-Britt picks it off in Bo Nix's interception double team column. Or I should say double team column, rolled the interception split roll, and it's a turnover in the end zone. Bengals take over at their 20 at the 2-minute warning. They're still up by 10. Second interception of the game by Nix. Inside handoff, Zach Moss, and he loses a yard. Broncos burn their first time out. 2nd and 11 at the 19. 2 interceptions by Nix. The only fumble of the game went to Cincinnati. So that broke the tie in the turnover battle. Broncos now losing the turnover battle by 1, and that was a big one. Here's an offensive penalty, loss of 5 yards, and the Bengals now 2nd and 16 at their own 14. Game is not over yet, but that was a dagger to the Broncos' chances. Off tackle Chase Brown, and Chase on his card, good for only 2 yards. Got that in the wrong column, but not good dice. Broncos burn their second timeout, and it's 3rd down and 14, Cincinnati from their 16-yard line. Bengals stay in a blocking back set. Deep 3-2-6 dime. So they'll give the run. The Broncos will let Chase Brown try to run with it, and I expect that's exactly what Joe Burrow is going to do. It's either that or you're going to try to guess you've got open flat zone. Off tackle draw. He did have open flat zone, but he's going to go off tackle draw. Chase Brown looking for his wrong column and gets it. Chase pops the short gain number on 3rd down, and Chase Brown runs toward the marker and can't get there. Bad roll on the short gain chart, got 12, and it's 4th and 2. And the Bengals, with 1:37 remaining in this game after that Denver timeout, are punting away from their 28, 52-yard boot. Punt takes it back to the 20-yard line. And that punt return, nothing doing, fair catch. And so the Broncos are out of timeouts. They're down by 10 points. Exactly 90 seconds left in this game. They need 2 scores. Spread formation. Nix out of the pistol, back to pass on 1st down. Looking short, but forced to dump it off now. We're in the flat. Troy Franklin is the target. Franklin gets a receiver opportunity, and that's going to be incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Back to pass, Nix. Flat pass, this goes to Devon Vele, and it's going to be catch and run for 8 yards. He does get out of bounds, stops the clock. 1:15 remains. 3rd and 2, Broncos at their 28. Back to pass on 3rd and 2, looking short, and couldn't get it. Tried to hit Cortland Sutton, and Nix couldn't get it on his right column, and it's 4th down and 2 for the Broncos at their 28, and this really is it. Three wide receivers, 2 running backs. It's Javonte Williams, the tailback, on 4th and 2. Flat pass, linebacker stayed home, receiver opportunity, and we cannot make the catch. Lucas Krull was the intended target. Incomplete. And it's a turnover on downs. Bengals take over at the Denver 28, up 13-3, and all they have to do is take a knee twice. And this one's going to be over. Joe Burrow does indeed take a knee. Clock runs down. We're at 15 seconds, just one more knee, and it's over. And Joe Burrow took a knee, and that should run out the final seconds of this game. And it does indeed. Your final from Cincinnati. The Bengals, 13. The Broncos, 3. Bengals win their third consecutive football game. We're going to go ahead and show you this right here. Let's go ahead and break this down. Both coaches have commented they will not be on for postgame, which is just fine, but it means I can focus on the closing out this broadcast rather than keeping an eye and see if they're coming. So let's do that. Let's show you where we're at. Bengals just got the win. That's going to make them 10-6. All right. The Steelers are at 11-4. It was just a few weeks ago. The Bengals were 7-6, and the Steelers were 11-2. And the only way the Bengals could win the division was to win their last 4 games and have the Steelers lose their last 4 games. And again, the Steelers were 11-2 at the time. Well, the Steelers then did indeed lose 2 games. The Bengals have won their next 3. And so now where we're at for that AFC North division, you can see the Steelers have already clinched their playoff spot for sure. But as far as clinching the division, the Steelers this week will be playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. If the Steelers win that game, they clinch the division. If the Steelers lose that game, it will set up a final week AFC North head-to-head battle, Steelers and Bengals, for the AFC North division title. So kudos to the Cincinnati Bengals for pushing hard and making it difficult for the Steelers here to close it out. The Broncos, with a loss, fall to 10-6. And so that has the Chiefs with a chance here. Let's see, if the Chiefs beat the Steelers, they would go to 11-5. Well, it'll take more figuring to see how that all shakes out between the Broncos, Chiefs, and Chargers. But obviously, a very big game today. Congratulations goes out to Jeff Wendlandt for a strong defensive showing, as he and his Bengals are too much for the Broncos, who fall 13-3. So I think that will about do it. We'll be keeping our eye for other games so that we can continue our broadcast. Like I say, we'll probably try to get as many in as we can this week. I'm probably a little busier than I was last week, but I'm looking to broadcast as many games of relevance as I can. So keep those game numbers coming. And until then, we'll see you next time.